Most pilots will tell you they remember the moment when they first pulled back on that yoke and it seemed like the plane itself wanted to fly, and then they were in the air. But you don't get to that moment without hours of direction, discipline, dedication, exactly what so many young people need to chart a course through life. We get tonight's Making a Difference report from one of our resident pilots, NBC's Ron Mott.
At November, clear for takeoff.
Learning to fly isn't for the timid, what with all those buttons and moving parts.
Everything's looking good.
Not to mention the lingo, the cramped quarters, and the occasional gut check, the crosswind landing. But for Karenine Joubert and Joshua Lindo, both high school seniors, fear isn't a motivator. Failure to accept daunting challenges is.
Can't lives on Wall Street, which basically means if you say you can't do it, you won't do it.
You don't just learn how to fly, you learn how to think. So it's just, overall, it's one of the best experiences you can have.
Left face.
Their confidence echoes here every Thursday.
About face.
Inside an old converted firehouse in a tough New Jersey neighborhood outside Newark. They're members of the Eagle Flight Squadron, a nonprofit with a military bent, turning out private pilots since 1975. It was started by the Reverend Russell White, a former truant officer who didn't like the options facing a lot of young people around here.
There's only three things out here in the street: the jail, the hospital, the cemetery. Now, which one do you want?
3 takeoffs and landings within 90 days, correct?
Leadership, discipline, and order are gospel here as much as fuel checks and touch and goes.
Wanted to fly ever since as far back as I can remember.
Hundreds of alumni, like this pair of United Airlines pilots, make a point to stay in touch with each new class, living examples of what's possible with preparation and focus.
I would not be a pilot without Eagle Flight and Reverend White, because this program exposed me to aviation.
While flying is certainly the draw for Eagle Flight Squadron,
What we want to do is find out, what are you going to do with your life? That's what we're talking about, your life.
it's how one source outside the plane they care about most. Ron Mott, NBC News, East Orange, New Jersey.